Well, good morning out there. I am coming to you. I know it's Monday. Happy Monday. And I want to come to you with this topic that it's been on my mind for about a week. I've been looking into how to make our movements more effective, in particular the power shift. So I'm Pat, I'm with the power shift, and what I came across is a book called Why Civil Resistance Works, The Strategic Logic of Nonviolent Conflict. And so I wanted to bring this to you because I think in Canada we're having some issues with what is it that we really want. So I want to talk to you about things like innovation, transformation, metamorphosis, reformation, and rising up. And those are all synonyms for the word revolution. So I want to talk to you about a revolutionary mindset. And I think in Canada we have problems with it because if you just look up the word revolution, you can see all the violent ones, what the violent part of revolution is. And the ones that I read out already, I find really quite inspirational. Even like shift is in the name of our movement, the powershift.ca. But I want to talk to you about developing a mindset and recognizing what it is. Because if we want change in Canada, it's going to take a bit of a shakeup. So to continue, words for revolution also are reversal, shakeup, strike, turnover, underground activity. So isn't that what we are wanting? We're wanting to turn over some of these things that are becoming oppressive in many ways, but in Canada, I find people, like these are the antonyms of revolution that I wrote down. And it's that calmness, harmony, peace, and order. I mean, those are all good things, eh? Calmness, like we like being that people. Unfortunately, under that same list is stagnation and submission. And that's, I think, what we're seeing right now is we're seeing such a split in our population. First of all, recognizing issues that we need to deal with, everything from the global reset to how do we actually get our voice. Like, let's just talk about generally, like since the 80s, there's been research that was done that showed that Canadian people wanted to have more say in how their government was run. And now we're in 2021, and last year we found out just how little voice we have. And so now we're in this place where we need to do some things, to be innovative, to shift people's thinking, to find a way to transform or transformation of our charter, of our constitution, and find a way for Canada to go through a metamorphosis into a place where we all have a voice in our government. And so I just wanted to bring those words to you because it's something that for me, I really think about, like, how do we really start talking to people in a way that we can help them understand what it is we want. We're seeing the outworkings of not having our voice heard properly within our government. We have no options right now. We have no recourse right now to get our voices heard by our government. And this is by design. If you are familiar with the power shift, that's great. I'm not really going to go over a lot about what we're doing. I'm going to say this. We have two documents. One to bring a constitutional amendment that would do exactly what I'm saying, that we would get our voice, that our collective voice, that our collective desire in Canada would actually be the final decision-making process. And there's a great way to get to that point. And if you haven't heard about this, the constitutional amendment and the letter of independence that we have sitting in Britain right now, waiting to go forward, I've actually posted a link to a video of my rally speech where I've explained it very well, and it's in the description of this video. And so that's what we're all about. We're all about getting our voices heard. So as I'm talking about now, revolution and innovation, transformation, metamorphosis, who loves that word, reformation, what we want to do is we want to understand, what does it take to get there? And like I say, I read this book called, I didn't read it, it's an article about the book. Let's do the Reader's Digest version. It says, Why Civil Resistance Works, the Strategic Logic of Nonviolent Conflict. And what was really encouraging to me about that is that it says that they studied, and I mean, they had a pretty stringent protocol for studying this. They studied 232 nonviolent movements in that changed the country, where the people got involved, and here was the key. When 3.5% of the population were actively participating in the protests, every one of them ensured they got the political change they were working toward. So we are, the Power Shift, we've been working behind the scenes to create the mechanism that we can go forward, that we can actually go into the courts. We've got our lawyers in place now. They'll soon be releasing after they've filed their court case, they'll be releasing their press release. And at that point, people are going to get really excited. But right now, I'm wanting to lay a little bit of foundation that it takes 3.5% of the population actively participating. And everybody talks about critical mass, and we think that it is 50% or 51% or 60%. What is critical mass? This study shows that it's 3.5% of the population. So it's time. We're seeing now in Canada, we're seeing a lot of some of those words, right? We're seeing the rising, we're seeing the shake-up, we're seeing people in the streets. And what we need now, because those movements seem to splinter, they seem to get to a certain volume of people, and then I think what happens is somebody tries to take over that movement. So my suggestion is, so we have our lawyers, and I want to go back to that and just say, we have the mechanism, we have a solution. So now we need to get 3.5% of the people actively participating and being visible. We need to start to be visible in how to go forward, that we can have the metamorphosis in Canada, that we can have the transformation, that we can have a revolution. Sorry, I love how they've put the new ad campaign with the love in a heart, because we do this in the CPU. We're doing this. We're freedom fighters for revolution, but for love. Through love, we want to see our nation changed. So I'm trying to stay on track. So we've got the 3.5%. And this study of 232 movements in countries, and they got serious political change with 3.5%. That was the magic number, or the benchmark, or the whatever you want to call it. That was the number they needed to hit, and every time they got the change they needed. So I'm wanting to just say to everybody, like, don't. When you're looking around and you're seeing everybody stirred up and maybe they don't know which way to go, it's part of it is because people are protesting about what they don't want, but we haven't got a clear idea of what we do want. And so now it's time to develop a mindset of metamorphosis, of revolution, where we are going to, if 3.5%, need to become aware of the fact that we are going to have to participate more fully in our government once we get our collective voice being heard in the government. And we do have a plan. We do have a way forward, and we're doing actually webinars. The French webinars are Monday night, English ones are Wednesday night, and there are CPU member only Canada's Dirty Little Secrets Nicole Lebrasser is doing on Thursday nights. And the link for that is also in the description of this video. So we have the powershift.ca, and you can donate towards the lawyers now. We're ready for you. You can get signs and t-shirts. You can wear the Power Shift. You can wear the Love Revolution materials that we've put together. There's hoodies and hats, and there's all awesome stuff. I wish I haven't got mine yet. And I just want to encourage you. We need 3.5%. 3.5%. We can get there. We can get there. So I've also included in the link to this video, we have on Telegram, we have a group called the Legal Power Shift, and it is for people who want to get more information fast. Just some videos and things we've done in the past that help you understand quickly in bites that are easy to manage, rather than sometimes you get a hold of something and it's like it's such a big thing to learn. But for us in the Power Shift, we have our constitutional amendment, we have our letter of independence, and both are designed to get our a constitutional amendment that will give the Canadian people a voice in their own government. So we are set up. We are going forward. We're looking for the 3.5% that will join with us, and then we will work on the message of the Power Shift, which is constitutional amendment now. But what will happen is a metamorphosis in Canada, where because 3.5% are awake and moving now, we all just need to realize we're going to have to participate more in our government. So I'm hoping that that's an encouraging message to you today, and that you will contribute to our lawyers, and that you'll join our webinars and join the CPU, the Canadian People's Union, which is it basically is just like a kind of a marriage of people of the 3.5% that are awake. So let's work on that together, and just and just get our energy up a little higher. We're not beat. We're not. I mean, time is short, but we believe that we're in the right moment to get the court case going. There's other court cases that are receiving the benefit of behind the scenes of some of the stuff we're doing. So join our webinars, join the CPU, and let's get the 3.5% working together and get the significant change in Canada that we're talking about. It's happened before. And I'll just say this as I'm going to close this out. It's happened before in Denmark and other places you've heard. And it's not the Denmark one that I wanted to say, though. It's the Iceland, where they had their pots and pans revolution. And the problem is once they got to a certain place, the politicians convinced them that the politicians would make the changes in the government that they were asking for. And 20 years later, they don't have it. So we're not going to promote any political party. All of them are bound into a system that is really only accountable to itself, not to the people. And we are proposing some big changes. And so we, like I say, we have the system to talk about in our webinars and to get you excited and about our beautiful country again. We can go forward. We can become that metamorphosis. We can be like a butterfly. We might be in a cocoon right now. Sometimes it feels pretty dark, but like that cocoon, the butterfly comes out, and I believe Canada can be that. So come and join us, and I'll talk to you again soon. Where is that? Is there anything? Yeah, thank you for everybody that's watching and for your comments. I can't quite see it. I'm doing this video on my phone, so I'll get to your comments as soon as I finish. So have a great day. Go to thepowershift.ca and sign your documents. Okay, that would be a great thing to do this day. Okay, have a good one. Bye.